It's all over, folks. This is my Note 20 Ultra months later review. Let's take a deep dive into the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra and what it has to offer and what it may lack to offer. The Galaxy Note has always been the creme de la creme in the flagship arena. It's the Goliath of smartphones, literally crushing the competition year after year. But it's truly unfortunate to see this possibly come to an end. So I just released a video explaining why the Samsung Galaxy Note line might be over and coming to an absolute end. You might want to watch that video as well, Also, smash that like button, right now. Go ahead, get it over with now. I'll wait. Let's get into the review. Let's start off with what you always see first, and that's the design. Now, the Note 20 Ultra is eye-catching. It's also jaw-dropping with the size of that camera bump. Whoa! Besides that, it's the infamous Note body. Edge-to-edge curved display, hole punch front-facing camera cutout allowing for no notch, high-quality stainless steel glass body, expandable memory slot, the infamous S Pen, and the bump. And while it's not pretty at all, it does serve a purpose. The bump, that is, and we'll get into that when we get to the camera portion of this review. Let's talk about the display. I'll say it every Galaxy Note review, the best. Yes, Samsung has the best, most vibrant, visually appealing display. This is a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED, 120Hz, HDR10 Plus, and a 1440 by 3088 pixels with a 496 ppi. Oh yeah. And for my non-tech savvy folks, it's just amazingly good. That's what that translates to. I can never not enjoy watching content on this display. But there is one drawback to this wonderful display, and that's the curved edges. Some love them, some hate them. While I appreciate the visual illusion of them, it just feels like just all screen, no sides. They just don't pair well with the S Pen, and some people complain about ghost touches from a not so good palm rejection. Now, I don't have the palm issues. I'm just not a big fan of writing on a curved display with an S Pen if I happen to write along the edges. But this is not a deal breaker at all for me. Oh, and 120Hz is only offered in full HD resolution and not the 1440p resolution that I'd prefer. Literally every Note I turn on the Quad HD display. But nevertheless, the display is phenomenal. All right, let's get into it. Next up, we're gonna talk about battery life. Although the Note 20 Ultra is rocking a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, there's a humongous screen and a power-thirsty processor sucking at this battery. It's an average battery at best. It'll get you through your day. Also, the battery life can depend on the resolution you choose to use as well. Your options are as follow, listed from most power hungry to the most efficient. The Quad HD 1440p, the 120Hz 1080p, or the 60Hz 1080p, which is the most efficient. But pick your poison. Why the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra didn't get the same size battery as the S20 Ultra, which was 5,000 milliamp hours, is beside me. I guess we can argue the room for the S Pen, possibly, but nevertheless, the battery is fair, nothing astronomical. You'll get through your day, don't worry, but heavy users, you've been warned. Now, let's talk about performance. Here is where the North American version with the Snapdragon 865 just shines. It is fast and hot. Crazy clock speeds, crazy performance, but it will also get hot. Never too hot to hold, but if you're one of those people who like to push your smartphones, with gaming and so forth, expect it to get warm. But that's typical of most smartphones, I will say, especially when you push them. So performance is phenomenal. Also, Samsung has been speedy with the updates this year, keeping this thing running in tip-top shape. Next up, we're gonna talk about, that bump. It's massive, but it's for a reason. The bigger the camera sensor, the better the performance, period. and this rear camera performs. I've been pleasantly surprised with the performance of the photos and video. Now I'll be honest, I was nervous after the whole S20 Ultra debacle, but Samsung came through with a laser to help with the focusing in this camera design. And while it definitely made a huge improvement, you can see it hunt for focus every now and then, but it nails it more times than not. Also, it's a very fast aperture, which allows for a nice natural camera blur, which I love. As far as the front-facing camera, to me, it's the typical Samsung front-facing camera experience. It's not terrible at all, but it's not great either. All in all, a solid camera experience by far. Let's talk about the infamous S Pen. This section is super quick, just like the S Pen actually is. Its increase in response time has really closed the gap, and you feel the true-to-life writing experience. Simple as that, you know what I mean? Now, I want to come to my conclusion. Although I wasn't a fan of the price at all, especially considering the current times, I didn't feel much of a bump from the Note 10 Plus, the new S Pen placement, and the hideous camera bump. But once I was able to look past those things and just enjoy the user experience, that's actually what I did, was just enjoy the experience of a Note. Super fast, snappy, and extremely mature in color options. I still would have loved to have seen the red, which they did just release, but I needed it at launch day, Samsung. Like, you know what I mean? Well, what does it help me? Like, I already bought it. Now I'm stuck with the Mystic Bronze, which was the best out of the 3 color options in my opinion, but I still would have loved that red one. At the end of the day, while the Note 20 Ultra is not the best bang for buck in this current market, and I still stand by the Note 10 Plus as being the better value with a similar experience, I can't really knock the Note 20 Ultra, but I also can, if that makes sense. Lower the price, put a little bit more effort, stand out for another reason other than the camera bump, and we have the Note 20 Ultra we all deserve as Note users. I enjoyed this phone, and you'll enjoy it too. Just get it on sale or secondhand. Save some money. My name is CJ. This is CJ Unplugged. All right, let's see what's going on in the world of tech today. What? Samsung about to cancel the Galaxy? No. What? I gotta call Samsung. What in the world? Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Say it ain't true. Oh, it's true. Man, let me call Samsung right now.